Now let us start with the first unit, that is elements of communication. Now let us go to the meaning of the elements of the word of the meaning element. Element means nothing is this constituent, okay? The constituents of elements or the parts of communication or the sections of communication or to the segments of communication. Now here the elements are divided into two parts. One is the face-to-face communication and second is non-face-to-face communication, okay? If we divide the communication in two parts, that is face-to-face communication and non-face-to-face communication, okay, here we are just studying the one aspect, that is about the face-to-face communication. Now face-to-face communication is the important element of communication. We talk about elements of communication, parts of communication. Then face-to-face communication becomes the most important part of communication. If you go to 10 years or 20 years back, that time there were no mobile phones. Maybe 20 years back, that time there were no mobile phones. If you go 30 to 40 years back, okay, during when your parents were of young age, there were no landline also, and the landlines were also very few. Email वगैरह तो थे ही नहीं, okay. So there was the main aspect of communication at that time was only one, that was only face-to-face communication, okay, whereby the people used to come closer together. They used to stand in front of each other. They used to they should have the face with which they are communicating in front of them, and then they used to start the communication, okay. So that is the face-to-face communication. Over a period of time, in last 20 years, a mobile phone came into existence. Then the mobile phone became very popular. Then internet started coming on it, okay. You got internet on mobile phone, and as soon as you got your phones become very smart, and the face-to-face communication somehow started decreasing, and non-face-to-face communication somewhat started increasing. But today also, whenever we talk about communication, face-to-face communication has an important role. If you see the literatures, etc., that are there, they would be saying that 90% of communication that happens, it happens face-to-face communication, okay, and it is just 10% of the communication that does not happen face-to-face communication. A non-face-to-face communication would be like, sending emails, writing down of letters, sending memos, okay, talking, calling and talking on phone, okay. These types of communication would be a non-face-to-face communication. The communication that we are having now, though it is an online communication having on Cisco WebEx, but still this communication is not face-to-face communication, because you can see my face but I cannot see your face, okay, because your cameras are they are all closed. So as the cameras are closed, that's why our communication is not a face-to-face communication, because I'm not able to see you, okay. So we will put it in this way, that nowadays the face-to-face communication has become 70%, and also because of the pandemic, now we don't like to meet people, we do not like to go in front of people. हम बोलते बाबा दूर से ही बात कर, फोन पे ही बात कर, okay, I will write it down to you. Or we are not in the classroom. Classroom would have been a very good face-to-face communication, okay. So we are now shifting our focus from face-to-face communication to non-face-to-face communication. Still, okay, still today, okay, when this pandemic is going on, you will see that 70% of the communication is still face-to-face communication. The communication that you have with your parents, the communication that you have with your grocery shop wala, the communication that you have with the vegetable vendor, the communication that you have with your neighbors, etc., okay. These most of the time are going to be face-to-face communication, because now you have this WhatsApp, etc., you have this WhatsApp camera and calling facility, you have Skype, you have these Zoom and this Cisco WebEx and many other things, whereby you can communicate with the people also face-to-face, okay. So face-to-face communication forms a very important element of communication when we consider two types of communication, that is face-to-face and non-face-to-face. Here in the element of communication, we are basically going to discuss the face-to-face communication. Okay. Now, if you want to classify further the face-to-face or non-face-to-face communication, it can be further classified into two things. It can be classified into verbal communication and non-verbal communication according to me. Okay. So according to me, it can be, that's why I've written in very small letters. If you can see over here, I've written in very small letters, verbal communication and non-verbal communication, because this is the classification according to me, which can be done about the face-to-face communication. Now, face-to-face communication, whereby you have a verbal communication, would be when I'm talking, the words that you speak would be the verbal communication. You are a good boy is a verbal communication. Okay. Whereas the non-verbal communication would form these aspects: the tone of your voice, the body language, okay, and the physical communication. This would form the non-verbal part of your same sentence. How that we are going to basically see in my in the lectures of the elements of communication. Whereas a verbal communication would be forming a very small part. How much would be that part? We will be seeing later. Okay. So the face-to-face communication along to your, as per your syllabus, would be divided into 4 categories. Okay, you can have 4 parts of your face-to-face communication. You can study this face-to-face communication in 4 parts. That is tone of voice. That is the first part. The second part would be the body language that we are going to study, which is the non-verbal type of communication. Then we are going to see the actual verbal communication, and then we are going to see the physical communication. So these are the 4 aspects of face-to-face communication that we are going to see. Okay. Now, communication, as we have said earlier, is nothing but sharing or exchange of information. Whatever information I am having, I am sharing with you, and that information has been received by you. Whatever information you are having, you are sharing with me. Like Rohit did some few minutes back, he shared the information about his internship, the internship that he has got, where he has got the internship, and what does that internship consist all about. That was the information that he shared with me. Okay, so it is, communication is nothing but sharing and exchange of information. Now, it can be done in 2 ways. As I've told you earlier, it can be done in the face-to-face communication way, or it can be done otherwise, whereby you're not facing that person. 2 faces are not in front of each other, and they are doing the communication with the help of the phone, or with the help of the email, or with the help of the letters, etc. They are doing the communication. So it can be a face-to-face, or it can be otherwise also. Now, when we talk about face-to-face communication, there is always things that comes to our mind is face-to-face communication का मतलब है कि 2 आमने सामने लोग खड़े हुए हैं और वो बात कर रहे हैं. वो बात करना, those words that they are speaking, is just the communication. Friends, remember, further you are going to see in my lecture, there's these words what they are speaking is just 10% of the communication. The 90% of the communication is the non-verbal communication. Whereas even not even 90%, according to the research that has been done, 7% of the communication is by words. Whereas 93% of the communication are non-verbal communication. So when I close my camera and when I talk with you, or when you are closing your camera and when I am not able to see you, the communication that happens in between us every day when I am taking a lecture is just 7%. When you will open your camera, when I will be able to see you, and when I will be discussing with you, that is when we are in a classroom, etc. Okay, I understand your limitations for opening of camera, etc. Because of the bandwidth and etc. All these problems, I can understand that. But when we are in the classroom, then the actual communication that takes place is 100%. Whereas the communication that we are doing is not even 7%. Okay. It is less than that also, right? So communication is not only about the words that I'm speaking. Communication is much more than that. Communication is about tone of voice. Words are the same, but the tone is different. Okay. Communication is about the body language that goes along with your communication. Communication is about the physical communication also. These all aspects we are going to see in your coming lectures. Okay, so actually, if you want to say, actually we communicate much more than our words. Words are just 7%, whereas the other aspect through which we communicate are 93%. Now let us go to the face-to-face communication. All face-to-face communication are oral communication. Whenever there is one person standing in front of you and you are communicating with him, okay, that communication, all the communications are oral communications. But all oral communications, but you have to remember, but all oral communications are not face-to-face communication. Like again, taking the same example of talking on phone. Talking on phone is oral communication, but it is not a face-to-face communication. Whereas whenever you come face-to-face in front of each other, except if you're suffering from some defects, for example, if you're not able to hear or if you're not able to talk, in that case, okay, what you do is you come face-to-face, but you do not speak with words, but you speak with a sign language. Okay, that is only in case if there is some deficiency that is there in either both or either one of the person. Okay, only in that case you will be having you come face to face, but you do not have oral communication. But most of the time when you come face to each other, if you want to pass on some information, you pass on that information by speaking something along with this oral communication. Okay, now oral communication over here does not mean, okay, only the words that you speak, but the oral communication along with the words, there are many, along with the verbal communication, there are elements that we have studied. So these all total forms the total part of your oral communication. So the words, the tone, the body language, the physical emotions that you are sharing, okay, they all form the part of the oral communication. Okay, now this face-to-face communication along with your body language, when they come hand to this body language tone, when they together, that is when the verbal as well as the non-verbal communication, when they come closer to each other, then it helps you to communicate better. If you want to divide this face-to-face communication further into different elements, okay, there are three elements in which it can be divided, this face-to-face communication. Tone, okay, contributes in 38% of your communication. Words, it contributes only 7% of your communication. So जो भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, that is only contributing to your 7%. I am making a lot of gestures today because I have read this communication, this part, and I prepared this part yesterday. So I got to know that the body language is the most important part. That's why you'll see hands that are moving and all these things that are happening. And I kept my camera on today. The reason being because yesterday I got to know one important thing, that body language, it accounts for near about 55% of your communication. Okay, so 55% of your communication is because of with your body. You do it with your body. So whatever gestures that you are making with your body, okay, your body speaks. Okay, so that is near about 55%. Okay, now let us before we go to the advantages and disadvantages of the communication, let us see some of the examples of the communication. The most important part of face-to-face communication is we are able to see the other party, or we are able to see the other parties that are there. So if I am one person and if there is a classroom, then I am able to say 60 people. Okay, that is the important aspect of face-to-face communication. With this aspect, let us see what are the examples of different face-to-face communication. One is, team meetings or the annual conferences or conferences that happen. Okay, it may be annual conferences, it may be the weekly conferences, it may be the monthly conferences. So meeting and conferences, sales meetings, okay, with the customers. You can say the industry trade shows which goes on with the colleagues and the competitors. The social activities such as lunches, team building activities, that also form the part of face-to-face communication. Interviews, seminars, workshop, the classroom lecture, they are part of your face-to-face communication. Stage acting is a part of face-to-face communication. Public lectures, these are the part of face-to-face communication. So these are some of the examples of face-to-face communication whereby two people come in front of each other, both are able to see each other. That is the most important aspect. As I said, now this is not a face-to-face communication because I am not able to see you, but you are able to see me. So this is not a face-to-face communication. Okay. Regarding the earlier aspect which you talked about regarding the non-verbal and verbal part, Professor Mehrab Yan, okay, he is one of the management scientists. He had done some studies, okay, and he formed a very important rule, which is very famous and which is very much misused kind of a rule, whereby it said that 7% of the communication, okay, that happens, 7% of the communication is just the verbal communication, whereas 93% of the communication is a non-verbal communication. Okay, in this non-verbal communication, as we have seen earlier, body language, it forms near about 55% of your communication. We are going to talk about this body language and how this body language plays a very important role and how you can use this language to your benefit also, and how you can modify your body language. That all aspects we are going to study. And the tone of voice it really contributes in near about 38%. Okay, so that much is the contribution. So let us go ahead with as I said, the advantages and disadvantages of face-to-face communication. Now, some of the advantages of face-to-face communication are: first, it is easier to convince the patient, convince the people. Right? You can convince the people as if they are standing in front of you. अगर आप फोन पे कन्विंस करने लगे तो he's going to say no, मुझे I don't want to buy, and he's going to keep the phone or he's going to cut the phone. It becomes very difficult for you to convince the people if you are online. Okay. The second is it creates a strong connection between two people. Once you're communicating in front with each other, then the connection is quite strong. And now also in your classroom, you must be connecting, you must be communicating with your friends, your classroom friends. But you have seen that the bond is not been developed that much. But यही अगर आप classroom में आते रहते, okay, then what would have happened? Up till now, you would have strongly connected with each other. But that connection is not there because you are not connecting face to face. Face to face communication is not happening. Okay. Now, when you do face to face communication, non-verbal communications are also easy to understand. If I close my camera, okay, and if I'm doing communication, then you won't understand my face to face communication. Like I say, Rohit, I work with you, will you do my work? वहां से तो वो बोलेगा कि yes sir, I will do your work, no problem. लेकिन उसका बॉडी लैंग्वेज कैसे होगा? Yes sir, I will do your work. What I'm hearing is yes, I'm doing your work, but this body language whereby he is saying यार क्या मुसीबत है ये सर की, मुझे काम पे लगा दिया इन्होंने. This body language I am not able to see. Okay, okay. या फिर whatever different kind of body language. Just for an example, I will give you how your body language changes. Okay, I don't know how many of you have come across this situation. I come across many a times in my life, and I have come across many a times in my life whereby a friend of yours he comes and he asks you how much percentage you have got, and you proudly say कि I have got 80%. और आप उसको पूछते हैं how much percent you have got, and he tells you I have 90%. तभी आप उसको कहते हैं congratulations, very good marks, you work very hard. But just imagine the kind of your body language at that time changes. Okay, you are showing him that you are happy, but your body language says that you are unhappy. Tell me how many of you have experienced this with you, that you are congratulating a person, but मन में आप sad हो, और बहुत बार sadness जो आपका है वो सामने वाले को दिखता है. How many of you all have faced this situation? Anybody can tell his experience except for every time. Very good. Who was it? Thank for being frank. Can you tell your example when you have faced this situation, when your body was saying something else? Body was saying something else, but your words were very different, and you know that your words were that your body was getting caught by your friend. When did this happen? Any example that you can quote? Recent example.
Actually, I auditioned for a a role for the school play, and instead
Okay.
of me, one of my classmates got selected because she was already in the dramatics team of our school. So I
Okay.
congratulated her, but I wanted that role for me.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Aditi, for sharing this. Yeah, this usually happens, and the other person is able to catch it. आप उसको कॉन्जुलेट करते रहते हो, लेकिन आप मन में से दुखी हो, ये सामने वाले को दिख जाता है. Okay, that is the advantages and disadvantages of your face to face communication. You can use it as an advantage also. Advantage कैसे कि आप किसी को कन्विंस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. You are trying to sell a product to that person. He says okay okay come tomorrow I am going to buy it. लेकिन उसकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज बता रही है आपको कि नहीं, इसको ये में कुछ इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. So if you find that this body language is saying that is not interested in the project, in the project or in that product or something, whatever you are trying to tell him, then what you do is you put an extra effort to convince that person. Okay, so it becomes easier for you to convince it. So you can use that body language of other person for your benefit. At the same time, you are going to make such body language with your boss, with your seniors, with your colleagues, so that you are going to be more acceptable at that moment of time. Okay, so this body language can be used by most better way. So it allows for better non-verbal understanding is there when you are face to face. आप यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हो, मुझे फोन आ जाता है मेरे किसी कलीग का कि I have done this thing and that's why I have won 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I have won a lottery of 1 lakh rupees. मैं यहाँ पे फोन पे हूं, तो मैं यहां से बोलूंगा यस यस कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन यू हैव गॉट इट, लेकिन मैं मन में दुखी हूं उसको दिखेगा नहीं, क्योंकि फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है. बट इट इज फेस टू फेस कम्युनिकेशन बराबर तार जाएगा. यार मैंने इसको एक अच्छी न्यूज सुनाई बट ये मन से बड़ा दुखी हो गया है, इज नॉट माई रियल फ्रेंड. ओके, वो बराबर तार जाएगा. ओके, then more team members can participate like in this kind of communication also. Nowadays this is the literature written quite a few days back, but for that matter also, when I'm asking a question to you now, all of them are not able to participate because अगर सबने अपना अपना अगर टाइप खोल दिया तो पूरा chaotic situation हो जाएगा यहाँ पे, right? Whereas when you're in the classroom, then more people can participate, they can raise their hands, they can talk about it. Okay, and the participation becomes much more simpler, whereas the participation in non-verbal communication is not simpler. Though now we can do conference call is now possible, these types of meetings, online meetings are now possible, but still the participation of team members is quite limited. Just take an example of another type of a communication where you send the communication through email. बराबर है, आप ईमेल भेजते हो एंड यू से दैट काइंडली गिव मी सजेशन ऑन दिस टॉपिक. हाउ मेनी पीपल रिस्पॉन्ड? हाउ मेनी पीपल रिस्पॉन्ड? वेरी फ्यू. 5 to 10 people give you the response back. Only 5 to 10 percent of people are going to answer you back, are going to send reply to your email, whereas other 90% are just going to see that email, they are not going to open it also. Okay, some few people may open it but they are not going to answer it. This happens. Whereas when you are talking face to face with the people, when you are communicating face to face to the people know that they have to answer, so the participation is always more. People can contribute to their ideas. Okay, next thing is the understanding. As I told you, it is not only about your body language which is getting understood by others, but you understand the body language of other people also. And by understanding the body language of others, what you can do is you can take the decision whether I should go ahead with this proposal or I should not go ahead with this proposal, whether this client is an prospective client or whether this client is a non-prospective client. Just because of the body language, just by the way that he is sitting, just by the way he is talking to you, okay, just by the way of the tone that he is using, these all signs, okay, just the way the physical communication that he is doing with you, these all things are going to give you an idea that whether this communication, whatever I am doing with him, business communication that I'm doing with him, whether that business communication is going to be successful or not. Lastly, if there is some misunderstanding in between the two during the communication, then that can be cleared immediately compared to an email or compared to a letter. If you send an email, what is going to happen? The person is going to read the email, he is going to misunderstand something, and after misunderstanding, you don't know that he has misunderstood because you're not seeing his body language. Okay, he is not replying you something, that's why you're not able to understand whether there is some misunderstanding, and because of that misunderstanding doesn't get clear. Can anybody tell me a misunderstanding that has happened in the communication, in face-to-face communication, which you are able to clear? Any example? And the misunderstanding which has happened through email, what email you had written and what was the misunderstanding, and how you were not able to clear that misunderstanding till you again met face-to-face. Okay, does anybody have some example that they can share with me? Somebody please, who can open the mic and tell me about the examples of misunderstanding in communication. हर रोज होती रहती है, to be very frank with you. It happens every now and then. कोई ऐसा क्लासिकल एग्जाम्पल आपको याद आ रहा है कि आ रही है? Yes, this was the misunderstanding that I remember which happened. Please, I'm waiting for you. It is a lecture of communication. You have to communicate. I can wait for you hours together. We will sit over here. Somebody has to open their mic except for Aditi or the people who are regularly answering. Somebody else, somebody new person. Open your mic. Tell me you can tell in Marathi, Hindi, English, any language. That is not, language is not the barrier over here. Any language you just have to open your mic and you have to share your experience. You have to share your experience about the misunderstanding. You have to give me the example of misunderstanding that had happened while communicating, while doing face-to-face communication. And how did you clear it? Fast. कितनी मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग होती है आपके ब्रदर के साथ होती है, आपके सिस्टर के साथ होती है. Your misunderstandings have with your teachers. Your misunderstandings are there with the sabzi wala, with the medical shop wala, with the doctors. There are so many misunderstandings that are happening in communication. Communication is filled with misunderstandings. Any example that you can give? Any example?
So I can give an example.
Okay, Ananya, tell me.
Sir, nowadays that we are wearing masks, going to the grocery store, and when the shopkeeper tells the amount what to pay, we cannot hear it clearly. So we had to double check.
Absolutely. So many a times he tells you some amount, you hear some other amount, and then you give the wrong amount, or you start arguing with that person. Somebody in chat box wrote about argument. I think so, Tanmay or somebody. I just oversaw it. Okay. So you end up with an argument whereby he's saying you some different amount, and you say, "Arey, itna kaise kya ho gaya?" Right? And he says, no, I said this only. So these are the misunderstandings that happen. It is not only because you wear mask, but without wearing mask also, there are many misunderstandings that are happening. Okay, fantastic, right? And then you can get it clear at that moment only. Okay, and there are many misunderstandings that you receive through a communication. You listen to that, you receive a communication through an email or a letter, and you sit with that misunderstanding, and you misunderstand your friend. Then he tells you, once you meet him again in some social gathering, etc., he tells you, no, this is not what I meant to say. This was the thing that I wanted to write down in the letter, but you misunderstood me. Both बार movie में ये दिखाते रहते, isn't it? That some letter was written and the letter did not reach that person, okay, or some other letter reached to that person, or there was some line which that person misunderstood, and then many other things happen. Okay. So in case of face-to-face communication. Like Ananya told now, she heard something else. The person was saying something else, but she immediately cleared the communication. Once again asking me, अरे क्या बोल रहे हो आप, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, इतना ज्यादा कैसा हो गया, something like that. And she immediately what? She clarified it. So misunderstandings are cleared in face-to-face communication. That is the most important benefit. Okay. So just to once again go through the benefits of face-to-face communication. It is easier to convince the patient. You have a stronger connect. You can have a better use of non-verbal understanding. Then it allows for discussion and conclusions. You conclude something at the end. You if there is a matter, you come, you sit together, you have a proper discussion, and finally you lead to a conclusion. In case of emails, etc., you shoot email, but many a time the conclusion is being reached after a week or some time. Okay, whereas in a meeting you can just sit together and you can discuss and you can come to a conclusion. More team members can participate, 100% attention and message is guaranteed to be heard. Again, this is one of the false notion that we have, that there is 100% attention. But yes, if the communicator is very good, if you're hearing to your boss, etc., then you can have 100% attention. Whereas I guarantee you now, when I'm giving the lecture, there might be near about 20 to 30% of the people who would be daydreaming. अपने ही world में है वो. They have just kept their online. They have just connected to the meeting, okay, to the lecture. Whereas they are wandering here and there, or they are not attentive at this moment. Okay. Whereas this happens in face-to-face communication also. In the classroom also, when you're teaching, okay, it is not that 100% are hearing. There are chances that 10 to 20% are looking at you. They just look at you in this way, but they are wandering somewhere else. So they are hearing to you. Okay, this is right, that you are being heard. 100% of the time you are being heard, but whether you are being listened or not is a question. There is a difference between hearing and listening also. Just see the dictionary for the difference between hearing and listening. Okay, listening is when you decode that message and when you understand what the other person has said. That process is a listening process. So 100% the message would be heard by you. At least this much is there. Whereas in non-verbal communication, you send them email and they don't open also the mail. Also, understanding of body language is there, and you can clear the misunderstandings very easily. These are the benefits of your face-to-face communication. There are some difficulties or there are some disadvantages of your face-to-face communication. Face-to-face communication is not possible, but it is difficult when the organization is too large. When the organization is too large, then one person cannot communicate with each and every person, okay, face-to-face. Like he cannot go to each and every person and talk to him and give one message that has to be given. Okay, tomorrow. So he cannot go to each person face to face and communicate with that person, right? For that, what is preferred is a notice bana do or notice board pe laga do. So that communication, that time the written communication becomes very, very easy. This communication is not possible. Also, there are people who are located at different locations. So there might be a branch in Hadapsar, the other branch is in Kothur, the third branch is in Baudan, the fourth branch is in say Bibwadi, the fifth branch is in say Handewadi, somewhere I don't know. Kahin pe bhi hai branch wo. Okay, Pimpri the branches. So there are different locations. There are different cities. One is in Pune, the other is in Mumbai. The third one is in Lonavala. The other one is in Chennai. So they are at different cities. So it becomes very difficult to go to each and every person and communicate with him face to face. That time the mobile phone becomes very easier. If I want to have a discussion, okay, whereby my boss is sitting in Chennai and I am sitting over here, I cannot go to Chennai every time and have discussion with him. That is going to be time consuming. Also, he should have time at that moment in order to communicate with me. Usko bhi time nahi hoga to communicate with me. He can't give me the time. So better in that way is what? Pick up the phone and do non face-to-face communication. because in large organization, face-to-face communication becomes difficult. It is also difficult to give a message in one go. I have some messages, I meet face-to-face with you, but then I miss out on some messages. Again to come face-to-face and again to give the messages becomes very difficult. Okay, so what I can do is, I can again, what we can do is, we can have a non-face-to-face communication. The face-to-face communication becomes difficult. The third point is very important. You can't guarantee that all of your audience are listening. You can guarantee that they are hearing. As I said, there is a 100% guarantee that they are hearing, but there is no guarantee that your audience are listening to you. As I said, they must be sitting in front of you. They must not be doing anything else, but they must be daydreaming. They must be in their own thoughts. They must be in their own worries. They must be thinking about their own problems at that moment of time. And they're not listening to you. They're just hearing you. It is going inside this, but it is not hitting the brain over here. It is not getting registered in the brain. So they are not listening to you. There is no guarantee. In case of written communication, in case of an email, if the email is getting opened and if they read the email, then this problem is getting solved. Whereby they are going to what? The message is going to get registered in their mind. Okay. Then the response or the answer to your query can be given later on. You have some problem, you have some query, but the person whom you are asking the question, the person whom you are asking the query is not ready with the answer. In face-to-face communication, what is going to happen? He may not be able to give the answer. But in case of a non-face-to-face communication, he can always come back to you. For example, I want a rate of a particular drug, raw material, and I want to purchase it from him. So he comes to my office and he sits in front of me. And I ask him, what is the rate of, artemisone? Okay. Or just for example, let us take a simpler example, that is paracetamol. What is the rate of paracetamol, raw paracetamol that you are having? He would say, मुझे अभी मालूम नहीं है, but I can give you the quotation once I go back. Okay. Is that possible or not? It is possible. Okay. So your response, your query can be answered later on. In this case, the face-to-face communication becomes very difficult because the people may not be knowing the answer to your queries. And if the people are not knowing answer to your queries, then it is always good to communicate non-face-to-face, whereby you are writing a mail to him that what is the rate of paracetamol. He looks at your mail, he calls his person, he asks him what is the rate, he gives him the answer, and then he responds you back. Okay, so that is possible in non-face-to-face communication. In face-to-face communication, many times the queries cannot be answered by you. Okay. Then finding another major problem that happens in face-to-face communication is finding appropriate time of that other person. जैसे कि supposing some friend of yours, for example, Aditya Indurkar, okay, one of your friends, Aditya wants to come to my house and he wants to have some discussion with me. So he calls me and he tells me, sir, I want to come to your house and have some discussion with you. And I tell him, no yaar, आज थोड़ा सा मेरे को time नहीं है, आज मैं कहीं बाहर जा रहा हूँ. He says, okay sir, no problem. Then again he finds time after 3 days and again he calls me. Sir, I want to have some one-to-one conversation with you, face-to-face conversation with you on a particular topic. I say, no yaar, today in fact I'm going with my family for a dinner, so I won't be able to give you time. This happens many a times, Many a times, we call up the dean of the college. We are sitting in the same building. Okay. एक ही building में हम बैठे हुए रहते हैं. I sit on the second floor, and the dean sits on the first floor. I call him and I say, sir, I want to discuss something important with you. And he says, Manish, I don't have time today. So can you find the time afterwards? Okay, after 1 hour or 2 hours, I am busy in a meeting now, or I am busy with some work of mine. You come after 2 hours to my cabin. And after 2 hours, I get busy with my lectures. I get busy with some other work and I don't find time. And then again, I communicate with him the next day and again, the same things happen. So finding appropriate time of that person is very difficult when you have to do the face-to-face communication. Whereas on phone, I could have discussed it at that moment of time only. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I have some work with you. Aditya has this problem. He came to me with this problem. Can we solve this problem this way? Yes or no? We can solve it in this way, or we cannot solve it in this way. Finish. The matter gets solved in quickly. Okay. So we don't have to wait for that thing till we meet face to face. Are you understanding? So finding appropriate time for other person to have face-to-face communication is very, very difficult. Okay, it is to have communication to have communication in a very large meeting is very difficult. There are hundreds of people who are sitting over there. Okay, one person is talking, and then when there are so many people that are sitting over there, you usually tend not to give any suggestion. You usually tend to sit very quietly. Okay, in the corner and not take participation in the face-to-face communication or in the meeting. And also the cost of arranging such meeting is it is costly affair to arrange such meetings. Okay, because you have to develop the facility, you have to have a place to have this meeting, you have to call for tea, you have to call for samosas, the people come, and many a time it is said that the meetings, these type of meetings, they don't come to a logical conclusion, whereby everybody just giving our views. It is just chai pio or jao. This kind of a meetings, usually they are called in that way, that you come, you discuss, you don't have any conclusion. Okay, because everybody is giving some or the other what you call that, suggestions. These suggestions are crossed by the other person, hence you don't come to a logical conclusion. So these are some of the disadvantages of face-to-face communication. Though we see that there are many advantages and there are also some few advantages in face-to-face communication, but still then, okay, face-to-face communication is the most important part of communication, and it is the most beneficial communication when it comes to communication. Once you do a face-to-face communication, then the communication leading to a successful conclusion, okay, the chances of it are very, very high than a non face-to-face communication. Okay, that you must have also observed. If you want to do a communication, then face-to-face communication is going to yield you very good results, whereas just talking on phone are not going to give a very good results. Okay, now what are the tips that you can take in order to improve your face-to-face communication? How can you improve upon your face-to-face communication? That is what I want to say. Now, when you want to improve your face-to-face communication, you have to watch for your postures, how you are sitting. Okay, because as I have said that in your face-to-face communication, only 7% of the communication importance is given to your words, but near about 93% is given to your other body, to your tone or to your body positions. Okay, body postures. So your body postures speak a lot at that moment of time. That is the reason why when you are going for an interview, you wear a very nice dress, you comb your hair, you have yourself very clean shaved. Okay, you apply perfume, etc. You have your polished shoes. Okay, and you go for an interview. You sit very straight, upright. You sit. Okay, and they tell you how you have to sit also for that interview. Why? Because more than what you are going to speak for that interview, what is important is your body posture, your body language. That is going to play a very important role. Maintaining an eye contact is very, very important when you are doing face-to-face communication. I cannot talk in this way. I am saying in this way and I am talking with you. Is this going to help you? It is not going to help you. Okay. Are you going to get a right kind of a vibe when I'm looking at over here? Okay, like I'm looking now. This position of mine to talk with you is better, or this position is better to talk with you. Did you find the difference? When I was looking at that side and when I'm looking at you, did you find the difference? Okay, the same thing happens. Yes, the same thing happens. ओके, सो यू हैव टू मेंटेन द आई कॉन्टेक्ट. आप डेफिनेटली दूसरी जगह पे नहीं देखते, लेकिन बहुत जनों का आदत होता है वो इस तरह से बात करते हैं. When you're talking with them, they don't look into your eyes and they are looking somewhere else. In the classroom, you must have seen many teachers doing in that way. They look at the wall and they are speaking. They don't give you an eye contact. Have you found that? Have you seen that with your teachers? Many teachers do that. Many people who are on the stage, they do that. And when that happens, the communication is not an effective communication. If you want to improve your if you want to make your face-to-face communication very effective, then the one thing that you should do is you have to look straight into the eyes of other person. Okay, that is a sign of confidence. That is the sign that you're not cheating person. That is the sign that you say that that is the sign which gives you that the person is not telling lies. Okay, that's why you say ना, मेरे आंखों में आंखें डाल के बोल कि तूने ऐसा किया है या नहीं किया है, because that is a sign of confidence. Immediately आप जब आंखों में आंखें डाल के बोलते हो, तो if you are not cheating, then your eyes don't move. If you are cheating, then your eyes move. That's what they say. Okay, so making eye contact is very important when you are doing a face-to-face communication. You have to choose your words very well, though it is 7%, but definitely your words should be very good. You should be audible enough. You should speak in such a way that the other person is able to hear. It doesn't mean that you should shout. Okay, like I do. I talk at the top of my voice. Okay, that is also sometimes hurting. You put your hand like this. अरे बाबा sir, हल्लो बोलो आप, ज़्यादा मत बोलो. Okay, but as I said, as a teacher, I have to be audible. So I have to speak at the top of my voice. So you have to be audible, but you cannot be very soft and whereby your pitch is very low. That should not be there. And at the same time, when the other person is speaking, you should listen to him. I'm not saying hear to him. You should listen to him. You should be attentive. You should give a posture whereby you are trying to show that you are listening to him. Regarding this body language and the tone, etc., we are again going to talk later. Okay, but these are some of the tips that you have to remember when you are doing the face-to-face communication. You have to watch your posture, how you are sitting, how you are standing, how you are behaving. Are you smiling or are you rough or something? Are you looking somewhere else? He is talking and you are looking somewhere else at the clouds. That should not be there. Or regarding your eye contact, you should maintain the proper eye contact. You should choose proper words to speak. You should be audible enough. You should listen to the other person who is saying. These all, if you do properly, then your face-to-face communication is going to become very effective.